Hey everybody, Vader Saber 1984, also known as that drunk guy and his BS opinion, coming to you with a new restaurant review. Now this is going to be more of a sit-down kind of a restaurant, but it's one place that I had not tried here in this part of West Texas. And, you know, as I always say, grab on your butts, your balls, your boobs, whatever you got, because here we go. Well, again, it's after lunch. It's a work day. I don't have anything to drink other than my sweet tea. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to stick with that. And remember, this is just my bag of tea. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. The restaurant on today's try was GARCIA'S. Now, a lot of people in this part of the area have tried GARCIA'S. I have not. My mama Allie wanted me to go long time ago, and I was just like, nah. But today I was like, let's do it. Now, mind you, I am trying to do my best to eat a little bit more healthy. So I wasn't going to go all out with fried food and starches and everything like that. So all I basically wanted was just, man, give me some grilled chicken, give me some beans, and give me some flavor. Well, this is what I got, and here's my review. All right, just starting right off, the restaurant is on 5604 Slide Road. I don't know if they have any other locations. They probably do. I just haven't looked. But start off, walk in the door. It's lunchtime. People are getting in, getting out, lunch breaks. So, they don't have time to waste. I myself only get a short period of time. So walk in there, greeted by two ladies rolling silverware. And said, just me, one, got me a booth, really quick, no problem. Sit down, my server comes in within, I don't know, say, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Her name was DeLeon. And hey, maybe that's her last name. She didn't look like a DeLeon. Not profiling, but she came right up and said, what can I get you to drink? Said sweet tea. She gave me a little bit on the menu time, which was probably the longest time that I did have to wait. She had God knows how many tables, but she was running her little tail off. So I was looking through it. I saw Southwest Chicken. And I was like, well, I don't want all that extra stuff. And I just want simple rice, beans, grilled chicken. And so I was going to do some substitution or some a la carte, and she came over there and said, looks like you're having a little decision here. And I said, well, this is basically what I want, and, I don't really want all this on the southwest side. And she goes, well, I like this one better. Try this. It's got everything you want. It's right around the same price range, and it's called the Acapulco chicken. And it's real basic grilled chicken, rice and beans with a sour cream sauce and cheese. Sure, bring it up. So I'm sitting there. I got the chips and salsa that came out. Fried food, if you want to really try and stay healthy, you want to stay away from that. But you're in a Mexican restaurant. You gotta try this chips and salsa to see if it's any good. Chips, I mean, very rarely will you find a Mexican restaurant and the chips are just not good, but you'll always find salsa that's just either way too chunky, way too bland, or no flavor, no kick. I was quite surprised. The salsa, out of the few chips that I did try with that, the salsa was spicy. It had flavor to it. It wasn't chunky. It was the way I prefer it. It's like, ooh, some good salsa. If I really wanted to tear into this, probably be sweating. So definitely like the salsa. After that, I was like, well, I wonder how long it's going to take. I looked down at my phone. I checked in, restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And then I guess it's the manager or owner just walked by, said, how are you today? That's it. Well, fine. Thank you. It's nice of him. But the food was out within, God, I want to say within 5 minutes. So the speed was really good. Everybody knows a Mexican restaurant presentation of most food. It's thrown in the oven to melt, so everything's just kind of combined. So you're not going to get anything that's, you know, a 5-star restaurant presentation. It's going to look like everything melted together. And it was. Big old chicken breast in the middle, sour cream sauce, cheese, rice and beans. So the presentation, I was like, well, you know, there is some lettuce on there. Ugh, let's scrape that crap off. But Travis, you're trying to eat healthy. You should eat some lettuce. I refuse. I don't care. I didn't climb to the top of the food chain to eat carrots and lettuce. Sorry. More of a carnivore here. Rice. Rice has starch. Well, I know, but whatever. It burns off a lot quicker. So I do gotta say though that the chicken overall was a really good. I want to say it was probably about a 6 or 7.5 ounce chicken breast. And I kind of asked her. I said, "Ma'am, I guess they forgot my knife with my silverware. It was just a fork wrapped in some napkins." And I'm like, "Well, normally there's a fork, a knife, and a spoon. It was just a fork." So I was kind of, I don't want to say turned off or down on. I was just like, well, just a fork. So I asked her when she came by, and I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. Can I get a fork? Or excuse me, can I get a knife? I only got a fork." And she goes, "Oh, well, they don't normally put knives in there, but I'll grab you one." She came back about 60 seconds later. There's the knife. I could have probably used the dull end of my fork, the holding part of the fork, to cut this thing just as good as the knife. But to my surprise, I probably, and all actuality, I didn't need the knife. The chicken, I don't know if they marinated it overnight, if it was the way they prep it, but it was so tender and juicy that it was just pulling apart in strings. So I was just fork and that dull knife just pulling it apart. I was like, wow, that is really impressive. As far as the flavor of the chicken, it was just chicken. It was juicy, but it didn't have like its own unique flavor. No, I'm trying to eat health. Yes, I'm trying to eat healthy, but no, it can't have both. So as far as chicken, it was good. It wasn't tough. It wasn't undercooked. Everything was fine. So rice and beans. I mean, it's Spanish rice, Mexican rice, whatever you want to call it. It's rice. It's bland. It's not going to have much flavor. Beans, same thing. You know, as long as it's cooked, as long as it doesn't taste old and it's nice and hydrated, it's good. So, for all of this, the chicken really impressed me with its tenderness, its moisture, just pulling apart. Rice, yes, it was a little bland, but what do you expect? Could I eat it all? No. I only ate about 2/3 of it, and then I was like, I'm done. Price-wise, for that meal, it was $9.99 for that. And then, of course, my sweet tea that I got. So my total came out to, I think, $14.05 for the meal. She did an excellent job. She was very fast. She was very attentive. She was very kind. So I gave her 50%. I gave her a $7.50 tip, coming out to 21.55. So as far as Garcia's Acapulco chicken meal, for the price, it was a lot of food. I couldn't finish it. For the flavor, I'm not gonna bury it, but I'm gonna give it about a 3.5 to a 4, just because it didn't have its own individuality. If I was looking for something like that, I probably would have scored it a little lower, but I'm just trying to eat healthy, so that's just on me. The presentation, I gotta give that a 4. It was good, 4 out of 5. Speed, I have got to give that a 5. I mean, in and out. Normally, even going through a drive-through, you're still going to spend $15, sometimes $20, for something that takes even longer, and that's not as good for you. The staff, I I gotta say, I gotta give it a 4.5. DeLeon, her last name probably, she was very kind, as I said. The atmosphere wasn't bad, you know. I didn't have to wait in a line. It was nice and mellow. The music in the background, which is not my forte, I didn't hear it. It was very faint, so it didn't annoy me. So I got to give the atmosphere a 4. As far as the restaurant cleanliness, I got to give it a 5. Everything was clean. My table was silverware, so it was a very nice, upkept restaurant to my view. So out of everything, I'm gonna have to give this a 12.5. Perfect score is 15. So if you ever get a chance to go to Garcia's, I recommend it. I'll probably go back and try something else on the menu, like on a cheat day that I could have something a little bit more greasy, because like their nachos and everything else looked really good. But just for me, getting it simple, chicken, grilled chicken, cheese, beans and rice, hit the spot. So guys, if you want to go check out Garcia's, I recommend it. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's not a terrible Mexican restaurant. Prices are decent. I don't feel like I overpaid for small portions. So that's my review on Garcia's. My first time going in there. It was really good. As I said, the staff was very kind. So shout out to you guys. And remember, this is just my bag of tea, just my opinion. That's why it's that drunk guy and his BS opinion. So thank you guys so much. Till next time, take care of yourself.